Good morning, everyone. I'm Lauren Sorge, and I'm getting aerial views of San Diego while I do some aerial yoga. Here at the Birch Aquarium, you can learn about all sorts of organisms, including sharks. But if you want to get a closer look, come out here in front of the marine room where you can find hundreds of leopard sharks. It's bubbly, it's sweet, and you can get it pretty much anywhere. They harvest their grapes from across San Diego County and bottle their wine right here. Parking on campus can be quite the gamble. And if you don't pay the price of your parking tickets, CU can withhold your diploma. Many homeless people are able to sleep a little bit easier after Anthony Pageant was put behind bars yesterday. Just look at this. It's called a typewriter. Just writing a term paper makes it sound like there's a jackhammer in the room. And when you make a mistake, whoops. You might have to start over. You could call this the largest tanning salon in Colorado, or the place where chemists here at CU test atmospheric conditions to make discoveries about climate change. Matt Larson is a native Coloradan, a dog lover, and happily married to his wife Kelly. But there is one detail about Matt that truly makes him stand out. He is a brain cancer survivor.
There were no warnings or symptoms whatsoever. One day I was fine, not a worry in the world, at least not health-wise. The next day I was being rushed to Denver Health by ambulance.
The surgeons were able to remove a majority of his tumor, but there is still a 50-50 chance that his cancer could come back.
But, removing more and more of your brain is not a long-term solution. I mean, it's akin to winning the battle, but losing the war. I mean, yeah, you don't have any more brain cancer, but you also don't have any more brain.
The idea of Matt losing complete brain function led him to become an advocate for Proposition 106. A yes vote on this proposition would allow terminally ill patients with less than 6 months to live to request and administer medication that shortens the dying process. Colorado's Proposition 106 is modeled after Oregon's Death with Dignity Act. Since the law passed in 1997, a total of 991 patients have died. Also in that time, there has been no documented abuse or misuse of the medication. The government makes it illegal for doctors to prescribe medical aid in dying as an option for the terminally ill. If Colorado's Proposition 106 passes, individuals will have the choice to decide which end-of-life options are best for them. True Community Care is against Proposition 106.
If Proposition 106 is to put control in people's hands so they don't have to suffer, there are other ways that they don't have to suffer, and hospice is one of those.
True's mission is to help patients and families prepare and cope with the challenges of serious disease or death.
We've been here for 40 years, and I think of the thousands and thousands of families that we have impacted. We are now in a scenario where we're taking care of second and third generations of the same families, and they say the same thing to us. We're so glad you were here. You supported us so much, and I wish we would have called you sooner.
No matter what you check on the ballot, just remember that Proposition 106 affects the futures of the terminally ill.
It's a cause we believe in. I don't know that I'd use it. I hope that I win my battle and I'm never confronted with that decision, but just having the option would bring Kelly and me a tremendous amount of peace and comfort.
And ultimately, it is up to you to decide the fate of this measure. Lauren Sorge, NewsTeam Boulder. For many Coloradans, the snow felt like it would never come. There were record-breaking highs all the way into November.
We just had a really warm half year, basically June through November. Was one of the highest on record. It was also one of the driest. And with La Nina, we often do get these cold snaps.
La Nina. That explains why we went from this to this. La Nina brings in cooler than normal temperatures. And here in Boulder, your heating bills will go up.
Well, I hope by now you all have your winter tires on. You should expect a bigger heating bill this winter than last winter.
It is the kind of cold that takes your breath away when you step outside. And as for the snow, La Niña changes the position of the winter jet stream, ultimately deciding where the heaviest snow will fall. And this La Niña is bringing the snow to some of our local mountains.
In a La Nina, what we're going to have, instead of these big systems coming out of the southwest, we'll have short waves clipping out of us out of the northwest. And so we'll have colder weather, and areas like Steamboat, the Central Mountains, Copper Mountain Vale, Aspen, those areas will see preferred snowfall.
But here in Boulder, don't expect classes to be canceled by a snow day anytime soon.
For Boulder to get really good snowfall, we like to have an upslope. We like to have the wind coming out of the east, pushing the moisture up against the mountains. This La Nina pattern does not generally favor that type of a system. Generally what happens in a La Nina is the lows will travel to the north of us, and we get these little clips of short waves hitting our mountains.
Even though Boulder is predicted to have less snow, La Nina's cold temperatures can still create dangerous conditions. Make sure you have a good winter coat, some chains for your tires, and to always stay prepared for Colorado's crazy bipolar weather. Lauren Sorge, NewsTeam Boulder.
Live from San Diego, this is the Fox 5 Morning News at 4:30.
Good morning, I'm Lauren Sorge. It's Thursday, August 11th. Michael Phelps extends his Olympic legacy by picking up 2 more gold medals. Coming up on NewsTeam Boulder, recount efforts led by Green Party candidate Jill Stein began over Thanksgiving holiday. Boulder High School students started a trend in our own city. Chipotle is trying a new tactic to keep customers happy. The city of Boulder also deemed government buildings official safe spaces this week. Did you know the fastest growing wastewater in Colorado comes from breweries? Cyrus Allen found that living on campus may not be the safest place for students? I'm in. But for now, stick with us. After the break, see Hallie Jones with sports. I'm Lauren Sorge, and I'm here to bring you this week's weather forecast. As you can see, there are some colder temperatures on the west. This puts this area at a fire risk, but no fires have been recorded so far. Also, some low pressure in the North Pacific region, which will lead to some heavy rain and thunderstorms. Tomorrow is opening day at Arapahoe Basin, so let's look at the highs for Colorado. It is a gorgeous day outside. That's it for this week. I'm Lauren Sorge, and I'll send it to you guys back at the desk.